Hey guys, show you what I've been up, me and the old man's been up to. Been doing some cleaning. We got all that stuff cleaned up. As you can see, I stacked the styrofoam inside so it wasn't blowing around. We cleaned up inside the shed. Put a bunch of tools away for, and because we're done with doing flea market yard sales for the year. Starting to put stuff inside now. We both have been sick, so we haven't really got much done. Got some over here cleaned up. Got a lot more to do. Just we've been real sick. We got the hood off this. Took the cap motor off, fired the points, trying to get this thing get some spark, but we gotta get a new cap rotor. Probably gonna get a new coil for it. And then we'll get some spark. We're gonna, right now it's 6 volt. We're gonna convert to 12 volts so it turns over faster. So we gotta get alternator and a resistor for it. So right now it's got a generator on it. It's basically a backward starter. September 6th was my birthday. So I wound up buying myself a birthday gift and didn't even know it. Got it dirt cheap. So I picked it up. So now I got myself a go-kart. Don't know if I'm going to be able to drive it because of how low I sit, but always wanted one. It was the right price. Gotta get running, but got a 7-horse motor on. All the parts are there. Gotta put it together. Gotta build a seat for it, but that's nothing. That's the motor I already had. I was sitting out in front of the shop. But yeah, like I said, I always wanted one. I was fucking good on it. I gotta put the camera down. One pair of my pants came undone. First time I ever drove a go-kart, I impressed the shit out of the girl that's father owned it. She was about 16. I was probably, no, I was under 10 years old. We'd go up to this place called Carson City. Because my grandparents loved it because it was old, there's Tom. It's an old, country western type place. They they reenacted, like gunfights and stuff like that. Stuntmen. Then they had a steam engine museum, and they had a little stage where they put on like can show and different things you could eat there. Stuff like that. But when we go up there with stuff off the go-kart track, and she raced professionally, and since they owned a go-kart track, she was damn good, and I impressed her. It was just me and my family out there, so I was hammering. I wound up with the fastest one. I guess it was hers that she used for driving around, when something happened. She'd drive out, pull people back onto the track or something like that. And then we would, I was sitting there, I'm wide open, I drifted the whole track. Had a lot of turns and downhills and, it wasn't like a lot of go-kart tracks you see here today. And because she gave me extra time after my family left, and I really got into a real hard drifting, because nobody was in my way. And my times were quick as hell. Not that it was time, but, when you've been doing it as long as she was, you knew a goddamn good driver. And I was only, at that point, it was like my first time ever driving a go-kart. And so she gave me a bunch of extra laps, and her father came out, yelled at her, "What are you doing giving them all this extra time?" And she said, "Just watch." And I impressed him. And then he asked me how long I was driving. I'm like, this was my first time. And then they were telling me about everything. And then everything was cool with her and her father after, we all talked and stuff. And they found out it was my first time driving, and he was really impressed. Alright, Tom, give it a couple minutes. Yeah, my kitty. My good kitty. Yeah, she won't eat unless I'm in the inside with her. Plus, she wants loving. She's a strange kitty. Got another tiger cat around. He's actually starting to come in and eat. He's like really scared of people, like she was in the beginning. And he's just starting to poke his head in, eat a little bit out of the dish, even when I talk to him now. So before, if I moved whatsoever, he'd freak out and run, but now he's starting to open up. She wants to say hi. We dropped down the bandsaw mill about 8 inches, so it's easier to load logs. So now we got some serious freaking logs. We just found 2 oak skids so we can load logs. After we get these 4 logs out of all diced up in the lumber, we're gonna make a log table so it's easier to load logs, so one guy can do it. Like I said, we haven't done much. There's the axle we just took out from underneath it. And there's the logs. We got them from the neighbor, so he had somebody that was knocking trees down for him with a big backhoe, so he brought them over. Like I said, these things are no joke. They probably won't look as big on camera as they really are, but as a comparison, see if I can do this. My boot compared to that. And these aren't even like really that big of logs compared to what Ralph's or the old man's used to. Hopefully he might let me do a video of us running the mill. We gotta put more blocking under the middle of this before we even attempt to load this. Tomorrow we're going to try to find some more 4x4, or we're going to go buy a couple from the Amish. Because we need oak, oak, because pine isn't that strong, and plus the ones you buy are only 3x3s, and, or 3.5, something like that. Because they, when you buy a 2x4, it's like 2.5, it's a half inch smaller than what they tell you. All lumber is. They just round it off. Everything we do is true cut. And if you know, we can, eventually we'll get a planer so we can plane stuff down any thickness you want. But we didn't want to we didn't want to use these for 4x4s. Just because it's too much good lumber in them. They're too good to turn into firewood. We're gonna be getting into firewood sales this year. Camp, we're gonna be cutting up camp firewood. Tomorrow we'll go into an auction, so we're gonna see if we can get a good chainsaw. We got chainsaws to repair, but they all need coilers or something, and we don't have internet out here right now. Because, you know, he's 89 years old, and he's not into computers whatsoever. You know, he's old school. And just like, you know, even when you have machinery, a lot of times, we still do it the old school way. But, you know, now that he's getting older, we'll probably, once we get all the machinery up and running and stuff, we'll wind up using more and more of it. But we're gonna get the, you know, mill and stuff running, firewood sales, tractor sales going, and anything else we can get our hands on. We'll sell Troy if we can find a buyer. We don't care. You got cash and you want it, we sell it. As long as it's not stolen, we'll buy it or sell it. If it's stolen, we'll tell you get the fuck out of here quick as shit. And probably with our foot up your ass to start with. But, yeah. We do honest business, you know. If a customer wants something, that's what they get. There's no us telling you, well, too bad, that's what we sell, this is what you're buying. You tell us what you want, that's what we get you. Well, that's how it's supposed to work. Lumber yards and stuff, you buy what they give you, and if you don't like it, tough shit, because you're not going to get anything better anyplace else unless you know where to get it from. And a lot of the big lumber mills, they only deal in volume, so, you know, if you're not buying a whole, you know, if you're not buying truckloads, they don't want to deal with you. With us, we don't care. You want a single 2x4? Hey, you tell us what you want. If you want a whole truckload or 10, that's what you get. Yeah, just like firewood. Now, you want one piece and you got cash? Hey, we'll sell you a piece. If you want freaking 20 truckloads a certain way, that's what you get. But like I said, we've both been sick. Like today, we were feeling really bad, so we had some aggravation today, so we didn't really get a chance. So the other day we worked out in cold, nasty weather, which didn't help us. It's been pretty bad. I'm coming down with bronchitis again. According to the doctors, I don't know how true this is, but I never actually looked it up. that there's two types of bronchitis. One is the one normal people get just from getting sick, and the one I got was from chemical burns in my lungs. I worked for this place out in New York called I forgot what the clean company was, but we worked for a company called let's see my place. I forget the name, but they sold Caterpillar equipment, and so what we did was we cleaned the shops, the locker room, the offices, and all that type of stuff. And I was late one day because I was painting the place, and I told my boss I was gonna be late that day. And somebody else went in and cleaned the locker room and never told anybody. And they used ammonia instead of Clorox cleanup, because they were only supposed to use Clorox cleanup. The ammonia was to strip the wax off the floor. And since nobody knew it was cleaned already, I was sent in to clean it. I was cleaning out the shower stall, which was still pretty bad. I mean, they didn't do a very good job of it. And that's why she had me clean it, because it didn't look like it was clean. And so I cleaned it with Clorox cleanup. When it mixed with the ammonia, it burnt the crap out of my lungs. I went up to tell my cousin that I was on my way to the hospital up at the shop I was painting, and his wife was an EMT, so I was gonna drive myself to the hospital, and she's like, "No, yeah, I'm driving you." She drove me there, and then that's when I found I had chemical burns. And then they told me I was gonna have bronchitis every winter when it got cold. Some years it's not bad. This year it's pretty bad. So I've been suffering pretty bad, but I still work every day. When you're running a business, you gotta get the work done, if you feel good or not. But like I said, me and the old man we're quite sick right now, and the weather's beating the shit out of us. These hoods on these tractors, they don't look heavy, but these are real steel hoods. It's not like, the hoods you get off of a, Honda or something. These things are heavy. That hood right there is probably a good 150 pounds, if not 200. And he took the heavy end, which is the front, which I know I should have had the heavy end, but he can't get up on the tractors as easy as I can. So he told me to do that, because it's easier for me to get. I mean, it's not easy for me to get up and off these tractors, because I gotta pick my leg up over and stuff like that, because I can't lift it high enough. Especially now that I have to start wearing my actual work boots. Yeah, I actually own a pair of work boots, but because they're heavier than hell, it's hard for me to walk in. But we're getting there. We got a lot more to do, but it is what it is, We can do what we can and screw the rest to another day. So tomorrow we're gonna go up to this auction. We thought it was last weekend again, but they didn't have it because it was Memorial Day, so it's definitely this weekend. We're gonna look for chainsaws and whatever else we can buy to flip or use or whatever. Because you never know with the old man what he's gonna buy. Because he buys it 99% of the time, it'll be gone that day because you know somebody will buy it. Like we bought a crossbow. Now we didn't get home back to his place until I forget what time it was. But he had it in the truck once we got here for about 15 minutes, and then his neighbor bought it. Made a decent profit off it. Yeah, that's what type of stuff we do: buy and sell, buy and sell. We don't hoard stuff. If we're buying it, it's either because we need it. Sometimes it's for a personal hoard. But we don't hoard just anything. We only keep good stuff. Like tools. You know. Saws that we need or something like that. It's not like most people where, they just buy everything in sight and it's for, they're not going to let it go. Or they're going to put such a high price on it because they don't want to get rid of it. Like there's days we go out and check. We go out, just yard sale and see what we can get for free. The scrapper guy's been out here working his ass off. And he cleaned up a lot of shit. I mean, a lot more to go, but he's making really good progress. He picked stuff up that he didn't have to. I mean, we can't be happier with the guy. He's a real nice guy. One day we'll want to go to the steakhouse he works at, because, well, I hear he's one hell of a chef. Which, I mean, he works at a good steakhouse, so I'm sure he is. Usually don't work at a steakhouse and they're shit cooked. You might get away with something like that Red Lobster because they're not really a steakhouse. They're a fast food place, kinda. A friend of mine's girlfriend took their class on a school trip because she was a teaching assistant. And they took them to Red Lobster and showed them how it worked behind the scenes. And most of the stuff they got was packaged, like Taco Bell and stuff. So all they really do is, most of the seafood just thrown into a what's it called? I forget. Basically, it's a big vat of boiling water, and you punch in some numbers. It automatically will tell you what time. It automatically sets time for you. Shuts off. Dump it into a vat, and then you dump it in and like muffin. Like the biscuits are already pre-made. It's like Subway, with the bread that's already pre-made. You just pop it in the oven and go. You set a time and bang, it's done. You pull them out and you serve them. So I mean, and a steam table, all it is It's a big vat of boiling water that circulates. And you take out the excuse me. At least I'm real sick today and my stomach's killing me. But still gotta get work done. Trying to at least. The old man called it a day, but I'm still trying to get some stuff cleaned up. We got a lot to do until winter time. Plus I wanted to make a video showing you guys what we've been up to. But I'm gonna call it quits for now, and I'll try to make a video tomorrow or Sunday or something of what we get. And plus the boss wants food. Here she comes now. It's right over there on the ground, so she won't eat unless I'm in there with her. Strange cat. But alright, you guys all have a good night, and I'll talk to you as soon as I'm feeling up to making our video. Alright, take it easy. Bye.